Welcome to this segment on speaking strategies. This webisode will take you through some strategies you can employ when you need to build an argument. Now think of some situations where you'll need to put your arguing skills to use, specifically while speaking. Apart from the odd debating debacles that most of us have faced while we were in school, arguments crop up almost every day in the workplace and outside. It could be something as trivial and light-hearted as an opinion on the latest sci-fi movie, or it could be something more serious, such as making your case for a specific work-related decision that you need to justify to your management committee. Whatever the situation, here are some tips to keep in mind while building out your argument. First and foremost, keep the topic front and center. Give yourself the time to learn more about your topic. Read up and research on the topic enough that you know what you'll be talking about. If you don't have much time to research, at the very least, keep the broader points in place so that you will not be stuck. Read up and research on the topic enough that you know what you'll be talking about. If you don't have much time to research, at the very least, keep the broader points in place so that you will not be stuck. At this stage, it's also important to have clarity on why you're making an argument. Is the argument something about exploring the pros and cons of a specific issue and you're discussing it further? Or is it something where you want or need a clear win? This will reflect in the language that you use. Make a quick mental list of the points you need in order of importance. Start with the biggest and most effective point that will back up your stance and work down the list. These will take the center stage. However, avoid merely listing out your points and facts. They might not be comprehensible to your audience in the way it would to you. Interpret the facts and present them in a way that will get exactly what you want across to your listeners. But guide your audience fairly. Don't make logical fallacies. Avoid generalizations. Be very specific and back up every point with evidence. This way, you will not make assumptions without facts and appear to give an unconvincing argument. Speak clearly. Enunciate your words and sentences. If you mumble or speak too softly, you might be mistaken as being tentative or unsure. On the other hand, being too garrulous or wordy has its own set of pitfalls. Keep up to 3 or 4 main ideas to make your point. Remember that arguing also involves listening, that is, listening to the other party. This is all about inquiring and active listening. Listen to the point that your opponent is making carefully and respond to the point that is being made and not to the person making it. Address the issue at hand and avoid sarcasm or non-committal facial gestures. Here is where another aspect of building an argument comes in. Anticipating opposing arguments. As you build the points towards making your case, it's always advisable to think of the ways in which your points can be rebutted. Think about the objections that your opponent will be building. This will give you an excellent way of creating your rebuttals. Keep at least 2 counterpoints that you can use at the ready. This way, you'll appear well informed and not biased or skewed to your own beliefs. If you think your audience might not be able to keep up with your train of thought, or if the subject is not very interesting, use hypothetical examples. For instance, if you're building an argument on why a particular candidate needs to be hired over another, you can start by pointing out a certain set of qualifications or the commensurate experience that this candidate might have. If in case you have chosen a more unconventional candidate, say someone who is from another field entirely, then you know that you can expect questions about the suitability of this person from your hiring committee. You can be prepared accordingly with the counterpoints. You can demonstrate how a person from another field of experience will be able to give more insight in your current area with the advantage of looking at things from a more unbiased perspective. However, also remember that there is only so much you can plan in an argument or debate. Be ready and willing to think on your feet. It is also alright to say that you need to research something more to give a counter argument. Finally, to cap it off, demonstrate the benefits or advantages of your position in the argument. Your audience needs to be persuaded not only why your side of the argument is right, they also need to understand how this is beneficial. Once they are convinced of this, you will have won your argument. But remember, there is also a point where you will need to know when to exit a debate. If you find yourself arguing over the same point, or it looks like your opponent is moving from the logical to the emotional, it would be a wise move to leave the argument. Try using these techniques the next time you have an argument. Let us know who emerged the winner. Thank you for watching this segment on speaking strategies. We'll see you again in another webisode soon. Happy learning!